The Nightmare Frontier. And when I tell you this level was just that, a nightmare, first off, they have creatures that can throw literal boulders at you. I kid you not, boulders. And they sit at these weird angles where they're on top of you, on top of cliffs. They're in like these little hiding spots where you can't see them. So you'll be fighting one creature, and then they'll throw a boulder on you and hit you while you're fighting another creature. And when I tell you, if you get hit by one of these boulders and you're already down maybe like a fourth of your health, you're dead. The boulders do a lot of damage. But of all the creatures on this Nightmare Frontier, this was the scariest. I didn't know what Frenzy was leading up to this boss, right? I didn't pay attention to the icons. I'm playing it blind. I don't look up what the icons mean. I can read it and just, my Frenzy bar never got full. Boom. The first time my Frenzy bar got full, I was like, what the hell? Oh, shh. And then it kept filling up to do it again. And I was like, I realized, oh shit, I gotta kill this thing because it's gonna keep, it did it again. I got lucky that I killed it. Mind you, this was a couple times of me playing through this damn thing, but this brain lady, I call her the brain lady because you hear her voice sounds like a female because she kind of sings and hums. But the brain lady, she was probably the scariest creature out of this entire thing. They had one spot on the map where you're traversing through water, which I'm going to explain you guys. The water on this map is crazy. But you go to like a dead end, and then she just starts humming around the corner. You can like hear her, but you kind of have to keep going in that direction. And she kind of traps you in this dead end area if you time it wrong. It was crazy. Like when I tell you, seeing her in a narrow space, knowing you can't get around her, is the scariest thing on this level, bruh. She has a grab attack where she can grab you and basically one-shot you, at least with the amount of health that I had. And she can the frenzy continues to hit you while she's grabbing you, so you can get hit with a frenzy attack and then she grab you and just insta kill you. Like it was crazy. And then you had these frog face or like fish face werewolf things like this one right here. It has two variations where it stands on its 2 feet, 2 legs, and then it's is on all fours like this one. When it's on all fours, it has a bolt attack. It's super fast, super agile, and it can do a lot of damage. 3 and 4 hit combos as well. And then when it's standing on both legs, it can do a fire attack. A lot slower and easier to kill in this state, but still dangerous nonetheless, just like everything in Bloodborne. And then the most intimidating looking creatures on the whole level were these creatures here, and they were the easiest to deal with. The worst part about these creatures is they're all in this green water, which I told you guys I was going to tell you guys about. So the green water, when you walk in it, it poisons you and it stops you from sprinting. So I literally have to dodge through it. You can't run. So once you walk in it, you're slow walking. You have to dodge, and then you have these things grouped up, usually about 4 max, and they'll be all around the pond, all around the lake. They're gross looking. They sound gross, as you can see. Like I said, they're pretty easy to deal with. After a couple of times of me going through it, and I was able to get my strength up a little bit and my health and stamina up a little bit, I was able to start really putting it on them, and killing them pretty quickly. But it took me like 2 hours to get through this level. I kid you not, I died so much. I was even messing around with my blood gems, which you guys never hear me talk about the blood gems in any of my playthroughs. But I went through and I was like, let me look at these blood gems because I think they supposed to help you, right? So I finally went through and read them and realized I should have had these activated this entire time. They give you raw stats of physical attack, bolt attack, fire attack. They can give you poison effects. They're all good for the most part, with some downfalls. Obviously, they got to keep it balanced, but it was super easy to understand. I just had to go through and read it. This was the first time, this is the first level that actually forced me to like, maybe it's something I'm not doing, or, looking at all my options to make sure I'm actually as strong as I possibly can every time I came through here. But once I finally traversed through all of that, which like I said took a while, you unlock this elevator level shortcut, which luckily for me, it takes you basically straight to the bridge, which I love that. I love elevators like that. You basically have to fight this one guy. I mean, I can run around him, but I like to fight him, because it's kind of at a weird angle on top of this cliff where like if you try to skip him, he'll like pounce on you. And because you're trying to come around that wind on the cliff, he'll get like weird hits on you if you try to ignore him, or I try to jump down or whatever. If I turned my back to him, he would do the pounce attack. So he was real weird in that spot he was in. So I would kill him every time. But once you get the elevator unlocked, it's just straight to the boss fight. So I hope you guys enjoy this boss fight. This boss is crazy. I want to commentate a little bit through, but I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Peace out. Just kidding. I just wanted to show you guys this because I wanted you guys to see the urgency that I had to have for this fight. Like, every attack was like that in regards to, like, it could one-shot you, two-shot you. Even right here, I got lucky that he hits 3 times, but he only hit me with 2 of them right there. I would have died right there again if I had got hit by all 3 hits. This boss was crazy, and the one thing I learned with this boss is range. Range was what I took away from this fight, and being able to assess your range and properly know when to go in and when to be far away helps a lot in this fight because his arms were so long, his reach was crazy. And obviously one thing is learning the animations, which you have to do with every boss fight, but even like this attack right here, knowing that I had to dodge to the left or the right to dodge it and not dodge backwards and forwards, I had to learn that the hard way. That was one of those attacks where, like, if you get hit by it, you're dead. Like, I dodged backwards on that attack. He hits me with both arms, I'm dead. That's it. He hits me like that and I don't dodge right, I'm dead. But this boss was super fun. Aesthetically speaking, the boss looks great. It looks really good. It kind of matches the theme of every level. I'm noticing that with Bloodborne, like every level you play, the bosses seem to kind of take a theme, and you can kind of figure out that theme as you fight the creatures. But there was no way I was going to figure out that this thing was going to have 8 arms and a face of like a walnut with holes in it. I don't even know what the hell you call that thing. One thing that was different about this boss compared to other bosses is that it had a strong spot and a weak spot for the first time. I think it was my first boss that I went against that was like that, where you can't just hit it anywhere. Because when I initially fought this boss, I got close to it, right? I hugged it because it's huge, started hitting it in the legs. The leg attacks don't do any damage. I'm not joking when I say the leg attacks do like 7, 4, 6 damage. I'm not joking. I'm not over exaggerating. For anybody who may have not played Bloodborne, maybe you're trying to play through it at some point like I am, you cannot hit it in the legs. You have to hit it in the arms or the head. The head does the most damage, but he doesn't leave his head down for too long on a lot of his attack animations, so you have to be careful with that. It's very risky. As you see right here, I went in, and because the character is so big, when you swing sometimes, it's hard to see his arms coming around to attack you, so you kind of got to be paying attention to his body so you can see his arms lift up. Even right here, he got me trapped in a corner. I almost died because I was up against the wall, but the character is so damn big, the arms go off the screen every time you attack, so you kind of had to have familiarity with this boss and experience to know when it raises certain arms which way to dodge, because that's basically what I had to do. This boss fight, it wasn't as bad as the Bloodstar Beast, where it took me over 10 tries. I think it took me like 12 tries or some shit, crazy shit, 13 or something on the Bloodstar Beast. I think this boss took me around like 6 tries, but once again, another fun boss. It was worth the 2 hours that I had to grind to get through the levels. I had to get really strong for these for this phase. This nightmare area made me have to level up my health, level up my stamina. I had to level up my physical attack, my damage. I had to level up just about everything. I had to do multiple blood echo runs to get through this. And the boss fight was worth it because it was so much fun. I had a blast with this boss fight. And something happened to me in this boss fight that's never happened to me in any other boss fight. And I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of the fight in silence so you guys can see. I don't want to ruin it at the end, but it was pretty funny. But yeah, man, excellent job with Bloodborne. The game is over 10 years old and it still looks amazing. But I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of the fight, and I will see you guys towards the end of the video. crazy, right? Never happened to me before. I died at the same time I slaughtered. So I was unsure if that was going to count. I got the trophy on my PS5 and everything, and it did. Because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do the whole fight over again. But I didn't. Luckily, I was able to light that lantern, baby, and get on to the Hunter's Dream, on to the next one. Appreciate you guys coming through. Peace out.